Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's recipe I'm going to show you a delicious party dish that you can make for the festivals or anytime when you have like a Diwali party at home. It's going to be a Chole Tikki Chaat where the tikkis are going to be filled with an achari mayo, and it's going to add a lot of creaminess and taste to the dish. And the Chole Tikki Chaat is finally going to be topped with some pudina chutney as well as the date tamarind chutney and a bit of pomegranate and onions to add and heighten the flavor. So without wasting any time, let me take you through the steps of how to make this chaat. So into my preheated pan, I'm going to first melt in my classic spread. This spread makes it, the chola taste absolutely delicious. It adds a lot of creaminess, and plus it's enriched with omega-3 and 0% cholesterol. And what I'm going to do is to now allow the spread to melt. And once the spread is beginning to melt, I'm going to go ahead and add my kalonji seeds. You can also add jeera, but for when you're making tikki chaat, the chole, if it's flavored with kalonji, it brings out great taste. So to this, I'm going to add in my finely chopped ginger and some bay leaves, tejpata, some tomato puree. You can also add finely chopped tomatoes, but I find adding puree much easier. And to this, all the different masalas that's going to add flavor to the chole. Okay, and now here I have some kala namak, and this is some chaat masala. So then I have some AMCHUR powder. Another most important ingredient is the anardana powder. You can also, you also get anardana seeds, which you can grind and add, or if you get anardana powder, pomegranate powder, you can add it. It gives a nice color, plus the taste, a very astringent and a souring agent it is. Tastes really nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in my cooked chole. I soaked the chole for about 8 hours and then pressure cooked it with a little bit of salt and really cooked it until it's nice and soft. So when you actually mash it between your fingers, it will mash really well. So I'm just going to add that into this. Great. So we'll give all of this a nice stir and give it a taste and check if you need some salt or chili powder if you want. You can also add red chili powder to add to the extra spiciness, or you can add some chopped green chilies if you want, but I'm just going to leave it just like that because this is just perfect. I'm going to allow this chana masala to simmer for about a good 20 to 30 minutes until the masala gets well coated into the chole, and then it gives a nice color as well and the taste. So good 20 to 30 minutes, allow it to simmer so all the masalas get into the chana masala. So while the chana masala is simmering, I'm going to proceed to show you how to make the tikkis. And once the tikkis are ready, we'll be, it will be just about time to serve the tikki chaat. So great. So I'm just going to cover the pan and allow this chana masala to simmer for some time. So into my mixing bowl, I'm going to add in some boiled potatoes which I've mashed and kept. So I'm just going to go ahead and add them in. And I'm going to add in some chopped ginger, some green chilies, coriander leaves, chopped coriander leaves, and finally some achari mayo. And this achari mayo is going to add in a lot of flavor to the dish. I'm going to go ahead and add this nice big dollop into the tikki mixture. You can also, add it as a stuffing, but I prefer adding it into the tikki itself, so it makes it nice and creamy and also gives that the achari taste and flavor. Great, so now I'm just going to go ahead and mix this up. The good part about this achari mayo is that it is fortified with vitamin A, D and E, making it really tasty and delicious. Just mix it all up. At this stage, I'm going to add in a little bit of salt. Add just a bit, give it a taste, and then check how much salt you need, because the achari mayo has some salt, so we'll just add just a bit. So I'm just going to add some salt in it. So, and that's it. We'll mix it all up, and then after that I'm going to shape it into discs and then toss it in breadcrumbs and then pan cook it on my tawa. I'm not going to be deep frying these tikkis, I'm just going to be pan cooking them with a garlic and oregano spread, giving it a fusion taste to the tikki. Great, so I'm just going to go ahead and make small discs, nice discs, so we can pan fry it really nicely. So now I'm going to show you how you can actually add the achari mayo as a filling into the tikki. So flatten the tikki potato and take just a little bit of the mayo and place it and add a spoon right in the center of it. Okay, and That's it. So now you take the tikki and just cover it so the center gets filled with the tikki, and that's it. So when you actually cut the tikki, it'll just ooze out. So you can actually serve these as just appetizers as it is, or you can, put it into a Chole Tikki chaat and serve, and the achari flavors will just start coming out. Great. So that's how you actually stuff a tikki with a mayo or anything else for that matter, if it's going to be cheese or any other filling of your choice. So I'm going to go ahead and melt my spread, the garlic and oregano spread, which is going to add like a fusion flavor to these tikkis. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread it on my tawa and melt it. Keep the heat on low so the spread doesn't sort of burn itself. Great. So now that this is ready, I'm going to go ahead and dip my tikki pieces in breadcrumbs and place it on my tawa. Great, so I'm just going to move it around so that all the spread gets absorbed into the tikki, absorbs all the spread, and we'll just move it around and flip it over and cook these on medium-high heat until the tikkis get nice and browned across all the sides. Since we are not deep frying, you will not find it that it's crispy and brown, but it's going to be a little more healthier. So just do it until you see it's nicely browned on both sides. Okay, so just keep flipping and turning. Once you notice that one side is brown, flip it over and then cook it on the other side. So notice that the tikkis are nice and browned on both the sides, and it's got a light crisp texture on the top. This is exactly how I wanted. I've turned out the heat. In the meantime, the chana is also ready, and I'm going to show you how to put them all together now. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and plate everything and put all the elements on top of it. So I'm ready to serve my Chole Tikki Chaat. So what I'm going to do is to spoon my chole into individual portions. So you can actually serve individual portions or place it in bowls so that your guests can serve it themselves. So I'm just going to place the chole right at the bottom. Well, it's a little different from what you would do normally, where the tikkis are placed first, but I'm placing the chole first. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and place the tikkis over my chole and another tikki on the top. Great. And now comes all the other elements that go into it. The first thing is my chutney, which is going to be my date chutney. I'm just going to drizzle some into the chole as well so that it gets the chatpata taste. And I'm going to go ahead and add my mint chutney, just dollops of it. Perfect. Great. And I'm going to go ahead and add in finely chopped onions, and then the pomegranate. That's it. This is how the Chole Tikki Chaat looks. Isn't it looking really pretty and delicious? In fact, what you can do is to take individual portions and serve it to your guests in individual bowls, and they'll simply love it. Do give this a try this festive season, or make it for any of your parties, or even a Diwali party for that matter. And when you do try it, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, because I'd love to hear back from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.